Let me give you another hidden jewel that the world misleads us into thinking. They tell you, particularly young men, to not be afraid of anything.
Fear is a protection. And a lot of young men nowadays with their egos, they think fear. Are you afraid of anything? No. Yeah, you should be afraid of anything because it's a protection. I fear for my life. I fear my education. So I'm not going to do anything to lose those things that you value. So you fear them. So we reinstill those things in young people. And I tell this story to young men particularly to do not be afraid to fear because that's a protection.
Not be afraid. How many here is afraid of something? You see here? Right. Thank you. That's a very twisted and dangerous mentality. If you know somebody that's not afraid of anything, get away from that person. If you find somebody that's not afraid of anything, separate yourself from that person quick. Because that means they have no consequences, no fear. And there's a thing called healthy fear. The Bible uses a thing called healthy fear. I fear for my life. I fear the consequences. I fear God. So I'm not going to do anything to disappoint or disapprove. So it's also a protection for me. They used to tell me I was a coward because I used to run from it. I was a small kid, so I used to run from everything. I was pretty quick too, by the way. So running was my favorite thing to do. So I would talk crap to anybody in the neighborhood, and I would just run because they couldn't catch me.
All my whole life, I was dealing with this by just running from stuff. You know, I took karate one time, and somebody said, you know, karate is the oldest known defense. Ain't nothing older than karate. It's a natural defense. And I said, then somebody said, well, it ain't older than running. People. And you know what they always say? You can run, but you can't what? You can't hide. So I stopped running.
You can't hide. Eventually somebody's going to catch you. When I was in high school, people were telling me not to be afraid, but I was because I learned from other people's mistakes. I grew up in a household where I was the last of 9, and every time somebody got in trouble, me being afraid of stuff, I wondered, what did they do to get in trouble? So if my brother got his behind, well, my next question was, what did he do? We got caught stealing. Okay, well, I won't be doing that, right? That was how I learned. So I got to high school, and I lived in a neighborhood where there was a lot of violence in Los Angeles, California. So they asked me after a high school football game to go to a party.
I wouldn't be standing here one day if it wasn't for me deciding not to go with peer pressure. And even grown men can have that. One of the biggest parties in LA they invited me to go to. And remember that fear kicked in. This party was in the area where one of the biggest gangs in the area was in that area. So that was a thing that went on. Where's the party after the football game? You want to go? No, I ain't going. Why? Because where's the party? The party's over there. Oh, well, I'm not going over there. It's that simple. You a punk, you scared, you all that. You can call me whatever you want to. What else you got? But you're going to call me still alive. I don't care. You call me what you want to. I ain't going to no party on 54th Street. I'm not having it.
Because at the biggest gang in the time in Los Angeles was in the 60s. They called them Rolling 60s. So I'm not a genius, but 54th Street is pretty close to 60, ain't it? So I said, I'm not going. I ain't going. But all of them went because they wasn't what? Afraid to fear. I'm not afraid to tell you I'm afraid because I fear my what? I value my what? Say that again. I value my life, so I'm not going to let my friends influence me to doing something to risk the value of my life. Does that make sense? Somebody going to invite you somewhere one day, and that same scenario is going to come to face. You're going to say, you know what? You can call me what you want to, but I'm not afraid to tell you I value my life to do that.
I go home, I relax, and my mother's rolling the TV out of the area. I had one of them little TVs with the wheels on it. And it was black and white with a line in the middle of it. But the first thing with the news flash was something happened at a party, and we knew it. Somebody had gotten this event. It was a house party, which is another red flag. Really, a house party in this area in the middle of the 80s doing LA, all that. It was like a horror movie. So what happened was somebody invited the wrong person to the party. They turned them away, and somebody came and shot up the party. And to this day, it's called the 54th Street Massacre in LA. You can look it up to this day. And I would have been right in the middle of it if I hadn't not been fearful, which is a protection, have I not gave in to peer pressure, and I wasn't afraid to separate myself from those knuckleheads that I was around.
And I would have been right in that mix if I had not been what? Afraid to what? Afraid to fear and value my what? value your life. That scenario, even though it happened 30 years ago, is going on today, every day, this weekend, yesterday. The same type of thing is happening. So that same spirit of hate, does it still exist? It still exists, and it's not going anywhere, but we can navigate around it, okay?